Hello from the famous Shrine of Lourdes in France. I'm Patrick Hughes and this is Planet Patrick. I'm Patrick Hughes and this is Planet Patrick. I've just arrived into Lourdes. In Ireland, by the way, we say Lourdes rather than Lourdes, which they might say in French, so you'll hear me continue to say Lourdes the whole way through this little video. So I'm excited to be here. I got parked. I was worried about that, but I got parked somewhere that seems to be less than a 5-minute walk from the Grotto and the Basilica, which I'm super pleased about. So I'm going to make my way there now and see what there is to see, and there's a lot to see. The Shrine of Lourdes has a particular resonance for anybody that was brought up as a Catholic, certainly in Ireland. I don't know about other parts of the world. And for somebody like me who studied to be a priest earlier in his life, from 18 to about 21-ish for me, it's always had a particular place. I suppose it's about the manifestation in some way of the spiritual in the earthly, in that it created the idea that one could touch the idea of heaven through the apparition of the Virgin Mary here in Lourdes to who we now know as Saint Bernadette. It also has a particular circularity for me. On a different road trip, wow, that sun is strong, isn't it? On a different road trip around 25 years ago, I travelled with my mother and my uncle, who was a priest in London, Father Pat Kavanagh, to the town of Nevers, where the body of Saint Bernadette is preserved. And so there's a strange kind of circularity in me coming here to Lourdes today, to the site where Saint Bernadette received the visitation of Our Lady, and so I'm going to go to the grotto where that happened and attend Mass at 10:30. But even though I'm not particularly a religious person anymore, there's still an emotional and a family and a cultural connection to this place, which I hope I'm able to convey.
De notre diocèse, des communautés, mais également bien plus largement, toutes celles et ceux qui se joignent.
Ne récriminez pas entre vous. Personne ne peut venir à moi
en pèlerinage, à nous déplacer, à nous rendre disponibles. Merci à la droite de Dieu, le Père.
C'est d'accord, merci.
Pour les personnes dans le fond et sur le côté des bancs, merci.
The Mass was a very moving experience. There were people here praying for their health, for acceptance of an illness, praying for family, or for their own intentions. And it made it very emotional for a lot of people who were attending the Mass. Okay, we're going to go now and visit the Basilica, which is right on top of the rock. There are literally thousands of people around, as you might expect. But I have to say it's been very respectful in terms of the distance that everyone has tried to keep from one another. Oh, there go the bells. Those are the bells for 11 o'clock. When I came in earlier, it was quiet at the front part of the Basilica and busier back here where the grotto is. Just to get a sense of the geography, the Basilica is right on top of where the grotto is. It's literally underneath it on one side. And to the front of the Basilica is a great big kind of waiting area. You could imagine it's a place that tens of thousands of people could be. And right now, there's tens of thousands of people. So I'm hopeful we're able to get into the basilica and have a look at that. I'm not 100% certain where to go, but I think it's through here. It says Porte de la Vie, the gate of life. Ah yes, I can see a sign. If you climb up these steps, or the much longer ones on the slope behind me, you rise up above the basilica, and right behind me, I'm hoping you can see, oh, there we go, right behind me, I hope you can see the cupola, the dome of the basilica, which is underneath us here. I'm standing right on top of the basilica, and right on top of that, the spires of the chapel of Our Lady of Lourdes, and we're going to pop in and have a look at that. So this is the Chasse de Sainte Benedette, but the thing is her body doesn't lie here, it lies in Nevers, which is some distance away from here. Let's have a look at the crypt. I think in the crypt there's a small chapel, so in a way, this small church is just as pretty as the much bigger basilica. It's very nice. It's warm today, and above us we still have to see what's underneath those spires. I think it's another chapel, but let's find out. A few more steps to go. Oh, look at that. It's a great view. So it is another chapel. I think this is the chapel of Our Lady of Lourdes. So I believe this to be the Upper Basilica. I wasn't sure what this chapel was, but it is part of the overall building. And according to what I'm reading, this is the Basilica of Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception. So it is a slightly different honorific to the underlying basilica, which is the Basilica of Our Lady of the Rosary. So hopefully that explains the difference between the two. Now that I'm away from people, I can take off the mask for a second. So I've been able to see the grotto and inside the basilica, and those were, I suppose, my two goals in coming to Lourdes. Both of them were really beautiful, very peaceful places. And you know, whether you're religious, you're not religious, you think this is superstition, or you think this is at the heart of prayer, in a sense, doesn't matter. This is a place that a community of people have come together in a positive spirit to try and find peace or hope for them or their family or their friends. And that's got to be an amazingly positive thing. I'll take that. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Planet Patrick at the Marian Shrine of Lourdes in southwestern France. I hope you can be here for the next episode. It's coming very soon. Take care. Bye bye. I'm Patrick Hughes and this is Planet Patrick. This is obviously the Irish part of Lourdes. Behind me there's the shop called St. Patrick. There's one called St. Lawrence O'Toole and St. Therese, but with a big shamrock.